Open chat. All right. So, looks like we're good on all the things.
Sounds promising.
I'll wait for a few people to show up. Black Friday sale, 50% off. Ooh, sweet.
50% off what?
Something with Restream.
Hmm.
I think keep seeing the failed judge questions. Someone's like, no matter how many times I answer the question, it still gets marked wrong.
Kevin Looney, get down in there and get some rebounds.
What game you watching?
Golden State, Oklahoma City.
Nice. What'd you think about that the other night?
About what?
Draymond.
Oh, I mean, he's got a wrestling career.
Yeah, I thought it was annoying that everybody focused on him when
Yeah, like that was
when Rudy grabbed his neck or grabbed Clay's neck first, and Draymond was just coming in to defend, and so they're gonna get mad at Draymond because he knows what he's doing more than anybody else.
He has a history, so
Yeah, that's true.
they're gonna get him.
All right. Looks like we had 2 people watching. Just so you know, we're gonna wait to start until 9:30 officially. You'll see the little intro video start.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the. Oh wait, the easiest way to pull up the comments is actually restream.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in here watching, feel free to hit the chat up. Let us know what you want to talk about, and we'll try to comment on as much stuff as possible. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and hit that real quick. All right. Welcome back to another episode, everybody who is joining us. This is episode 13. And we're titling this one is Are Skills Over Yet? Has it ended, or are you aware?
Well, they're not.
They're done.
There's still one twisted knife duels to go.
Oh yeah, I knew there was one game still like open in the app at one point, but I don't know how that's possible.
Oh yeah, that's probably closed now.
Was that the knife duels thing where it was supposed to be best 2 out of 3, but somehow became best of 1?
That's the same thing for Twisted.
Oh, was it same for Twisted? That's probably what it was.
Yeah.
All right, who's watching? We got one watcher on Facebook, one watcher on YouTube. Who's in here? Who we got? Don't be shy. We're averaging like 200 comments on these, so jump into the chat. Maybe 2 hours wasn't enough notice for everybody. The last one I gave like 5 hours notice. So, all right. Well, anyways, we'll go ahead and get started. Talking about.
Would help is it?
Go ahead. So you're gonna share it?
Need to like actually want people to see it. So
you shared it.
I just got it. No, I didn't share it.
Oh, I thought you did.
No, I was trying to look at the comments.
Did you share it now?
It wasn't working. My internet is stuck.
Here, I'll share it out real quick. Do. Share now. Public. Posted.
Boom. What? No, wait. You just shared it to the public?
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta share it in that Axon group. Hold on.
Yeah, that's what I did. I shared it in
Oh.
mine. No, you shared to the Axon groups. I shared it to mine.
Oh, I didn't share it at all yet.
Well, share it. Hurry up. People are waiting to watch. I'm not trusted liquid death.
Posted.
This is that
Easy.
like full of dead air that that person was talking about.
Yeah, well, it's also the beginning, so like you don't have to watch the whole hour of it, but
Yeah, for sure. Just 3
you just
minutes in.
gotta
All
watch a little.
right, did you share it?
Oh, I shared it. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
it's
All right,
super
well,
shit.
now that it is super shared, we're going to talk about the Pro Am and whether or not it's still going on or not. So we'll start with just going through the winners. I'm not going to go through first, second, third. There's too many people. People will get bored. If you weren't at the Pro Am, the winner of Pro and Am Hatchet, we have Brett Jerbeck, which is first time on ESPN, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So good job, Brett. Also, his opponent, Joe Cool, was Joe Cool Divine. Also, first time on ESPN. A lot of new throwers on ESPN. Obviously, we have with the AM and the skills, there was going to be a lot of new throwers. So, but in the Pro Hatchet, Brett, Joe, great games all day. Good match there in the finals. Brett took the win. And then in the Amateur Hatchet, which, do you know how many people there were? Was it 256?
No,
128?
a little bit more than that, I think.
A little more than that. So, because it was 4 brackets. So,
yeah.
But Eric Rimblas from Florida was the winner there in the AM Hatchet. So, congrats to Eric on his AM Hatchet win. And then moving on to WKTL, standard WKTL. So, standard knife throwing, we had Sebastian Arnold and Thomas Antonello there in the finals, and Sebastian took the win. Man, those guys were killing me during that game. They just kept ribbing each other left and right, and talking about Thomas talking about how cute Sebastian's fours were, and Sebastian returning the favor later. It was a fun match. If you noticed when I was judging, I kept laughing, and it was Tabitha kept telling
I think
me.
there are about 200 in there.
What's that?
About 200 in the amateur.
About 200 people. Well, that's a lot of people. So good job, Eric.
Yeah.
And then we'll go to the duels before we go into the.
Tyler is saying
what?
Tyler says only 208 showed up.
200.
That 208 people showed up.
I need to adjust my camera real quick because it's like blocking the comments. There we go. Get that named up a little bit higher again. All right, cool. Now I can see the comments. So 208 people. That's a lot of throwers. So good job, Eric. And then, like I said, we'll go to the duels before we go into the skills. There's a lot more to talk about there. So Twisted Duels, which was Big X and 1.5, and then they switched. That was the Flow Bros. So I think both Tyler and John getting their first wins on ESPN, or did John have one already from Big X at the US Open?
No, that's it. Or well, like a game.
Right.
Yeah, John.
Well, I guess so did Tyler. Tyler won a game in knife too. So, but yeah, Flow Bros getting their first win on ESPN, and then WKTL duels. Sebastian Thomas again against who did they throw against? They threw against a couple guys who Washed up has-beens. Is that right?
See if my screen reconnects.
If your screen reconnects.
Yeah, my internet went out again,
Oh.
like it did earlier today. So we'll see if it'll cooperate now.
So yeah, so WKTL duels was Thomas and Sebastian, which was can't understand normal talk, and then I think washed up has-beens. Is that right?
Yep.
Yep. And the washed up,
And
the washed up has-beens proved
lived
that
up to
their
the name.
name was correct. Yeah. Yep.
Right.
That was Lucas and Mike Kump. So, but yeah, Thomas and Sebastian took the win there. Kind of feel like that was not that you and Kump couldn't have beaten Thomas and Sebastian, but I feel like they practice a lot.
Oh, you don't have to feel like it. They did practice. Yeah, 100%. I mean, honestly, I think the thing that hurt us the most was we threw on shoot up boards all day the day before.
Sure.
And
And then they were like brand new.
they were brand new, and then honestly mine just weren't profiled enough to stick. Once I hit them with other knives.
Yeah.
And it's just I needed to throw my others, but because we didn't really have any that
You
we
guys,
weren't.
I think most of your drops were collisions.
Oh, they all were.
Were they all?
Yeah. Yeah, and then Comp had collision drops as well. I don't know what his excuse is, but that's mine.
Yeah. That's good. All right, so that's Twisted Duels, WKTL Duels, and then the largest portion of the tournament, and the longest amount of time in the tournament, Tyler's baby, the skills competition. So, what did you think about skills? Actually, let's do the winners first, then we'll talk about what you thought about skills. So, PBR six pack. Winner PBR six pack was myself, Kump, and Tasia Cobbs. So we threw really well. Actually, we threw really well all day on Saturday, which was fun. I enjoyed it. Enjoyed throwing with Kump and Tasia. We had a good time, and then relay was won by. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate that. The relay was won by team captained by Dr. Dan Ceballos and Jeremy Hanna. So it was Ceballos, Hanna, Lawson. Then we had the two knife heavy skills events, the Toro Takedown, which was captained by Tony Luce. So we had Luce, Johnson, and Solberg. And then the Bandito Brawl, which was won by Teets Flower Teets. So Dylan Teets and Chrissy Teets, they're both a husband-wife combo. So really cool thing about the skills was that Tasia and Chrissy became the first two women to compete on ESPN in like one of the major tournament brackets. So that's pretty cool. Actually, Chrissy and Dylan's team, I think, what did they threw in 3 of the 4 finals. They threw in relay, Toro, and Bandito. So that's pretty easy to determine who won the overall then. So overall skills, first place was Teets Flower Teets. Second place was the team that we beat in the PBR 6-pack, which was the team of Vale Cook, Domaraki, and Olathable. And then my team with Mike and Tasia ended up taking third place in the overall for skills. So, like I was saying, I felt like we had a really good weekend. I think we played in the A finals of 3 of the 4. So we could have made it. We could have been in the Teats position, but they ended up. They got us in the Toro Takedown and the relay, I think. So, but yeah, PBR 6-pack was the one we played in. on ESPN, which was fun. So yeah, I enjoyed skills. Definitely think there could be tweaks. Definitely could be a lot more rules in place to keep the games moving along quicker. Um, Not gonna add Tyler to this one just because last time it was kind of a pain in the butt. But I'm sure we can get Tyler on at some other time and we can talk about what he thinks we could do different because I'm sure he had plenty of ideas running through his head. But Lucas, what was your thoughts?
And I think I didn't not enjoy skills.
Yeah,
But I enjoyed relay. I think relay was a fun game.
you liked relay?
Yeah, relay you get to show off skill.
Yeah.
Um, the other games I didn't think there was much skill and as much skill involved.
PBR was probably the closest. PBR and Toro Takedown would have been the closest to show skill, but I feel like it was more strategy than skills.
Yeah. I mean, that one I only got to play. I guess we went 2-2. We played 4 games, but I
Which
didn't
one?
really come up with a good strategy into PBR. I didn't come up with a
PBR.
good strategy until it was too late. So,
Yeah.
and like the first 2 games, it didn't matter. We played against some people that like couldn't stick axes, so it wasn't like a great way to learn a good strategy for it because it didn't matter what our strategy was. If we were sticking axes, we were going to win.
Sure.
So I don't know. I mean, that one might be more fun with, you know, something a little different, but the biggest thing that I could tell was that most of the games started to suck once the time suck
Sure.
uh, issue, and that was compounded because of 2 reasons. One, they were holding games up in other brackets, even though they were, 20 feet from where they could have been playing their other game. And then the other issue was just that it was frustrating for me because I knew the rules.
Sure.
And then I was asked every game what the rules were. I had to explain them every game. And at some point, it was just annoying that people didn't know the rules, even though they'd been out for months.
Yeah, the thing that
And
got me
then there
with the
were,
rules were that there were definitely people who were um I don't know if the right word would be manipulating, but I feel like there were people who were manipulating the rules because they could. They and maybe not in a malicious way, or at least not maybe a premeditated malicious way, but like I feel like there were people who were definitely taking advantage of the lack of knowledge on the rules.
I think they were just exploiting
That's the word I was looking for. I'm sorry, exploiting.
or
Yeah.
exploiting people that didn't know the rules and then exploiting that, there's like a certain rule that, you know, maybe should have changed or I don't know. But either way, it is what it is. It happened. It's over. Would have, but I really enjoyed relay because there weren't really a lot of things to really think about as far as the rules. I mean, whoever had the most points moved on to the next thing.
Relay definitely to me shows um definitely gives you the ability to show like what throwers are um good overall throwers
Oh, for sure.
because you're doing everything.
Yep.
So that was cool. It's only going to get worse now you have extra to worry about.
I don't know what that's in
I don't.
reference.
Yeah, Joseph, if you could clarify more, I'm not for sure what you mean there.
But yeah, Yoshi, I think relay could become a regular thing.
Yep.
I mean, I just really don't see any of the other games ever being played again. Um, the other really nice thing about relay is that if it ever wanted to be played again at a different
So
time,
I do think that the Bandito game could be fun if you could have used your own knives.
I mean, maybe, but nobody's going to take the time to draw that target again.
Very true. Very true.
So back to what I was saying is that the relay game is really the only one that probably will ever be played again, mostly because you don't have to draw a target.
Lucas,
You
you want to
play it on
give a rundown of like what relay was for those of them that weren't there?
Relay, you started with Hatchet. You and your three teammates threw all at the same board without retrieval. Both teams did that. The winner, whoever had the most points, would move on to knife. Kind of like phase 10. The other person would stay on their phase and you would move on and then you try to catch up.
Yeah.
The person, the two spin knife would win, and it went hatchet, one spin knife, 1.5 spin hatchet, big axe, and then two spin knife.
Yeah, so 3 knives in the board. Basically, you're either trying to stack all 3 in the same thing, or 2 people were trying to stack the highest score, and the third person was going to go for a kill. So
yeah, I was hitting kills at the beginning of the day too. I think I only maybe missed one hatchet kill, and that was what was keeping us alive. And we made it to two spin knife every round. We just kind of had some issues once we got there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I could see some of these skills being played again next year, having it to where you can create your own team. So I don't know, it'd be interesting. Everybody that I asked seemed to think that it was their favorite game of the 4 by far, and like it wasn't even close. Like I didn't hear anybody tell me like, "Oh my gosh, I loved Toro Takedown. That was my favorite game of the weekend." And now I'm sure somebody's about to say it's their favorite, but yeah, I think the other things, relay could be really cool to play again later. So we'll see. Yoshi, I was fine with drafting the teams. I think it was cool. I just think it was cool for that event. I don't know that it would be super complicated to try and do that at another event.
Oh, sure.
It just takes so much to do it. And even then people were getting added at the week of.
Yeah, when people were dropping out, or they couldn't make it, there were substitutes going in.
And then that really sucks if there aren't any substitutes that can go in. So I don't know. It sounds cool in theory to do it that way, but then there's also, I'm sure if you look at it like Kyle says, his team finished, in the A, they got to play the A final and all their skills. Well, Kyle had the second pick in the draft.
Hey, that was luck.
That's not to say you can do anything, but the first person picked a friend, and then the second person was Kyle, and Kyle picked
Yeah. Well, I think so. I think what
skills, and that put them in a really good position.
I
finished 7th, and I had the 10th pick, so like that also still kept us in the top 10 with the 10th pick. So I'd be interested to see, at least 5 people for each told me East was their favorite, but Relay was way above, and even those that said something else was their favorite had Relay as a second. So yeah, Relay by far the favorite.
Yeah, so I would say like it depended on like what you thought the games I think were gonna be, because I think Ant-Man had the first pick. I think he picked Sam Arias. And I think he did that because Sam is not only a good knife thrower, but he's also in the same venue, so they could practice a little bit together.
Yeah, there would definitely be some advantages to that, and I don't know how they ended up doing.
I knew that there was going to be 1.5 in a few things, and 1.5 is like not something that I'm spectacular at. So, and I know that comes from ITF, and if I'm not mistaken, like had a big hand. Him, Will, Psychon, they had a big hand in creating skills for ITF. So I thought that's my number 1 pick, and so it worked out. And then it worked out really well that a lot of people ended up not drafting people, and so I got a higher up pick on my list in Tasia as well. And I had a backup plan if Tasia wasn't having a good day, but I didn't have to pull the TV out and put it on the board anywhere. I did go to Walmart and buy a TV. It's actually sitting in the hallway out front out of my office, but that was my backup plan if Tasia was having any issues on the knife stuff. I'm just kidding. That's just a joke. I gave Tasia a lot of poking about that TV, but never had to use it. So she killed it. And my bad, had my mic on my phone. Oh, okay. No problem, Joseph. Yoshi, just take a look at Tasia's Facebook. I think she's got a video up of what the TV means. So Tasia killed it in everything. So she hit everything, did everything that she was supposed to do in every event that we threw. So she did great. And then same with Chrissy too, being the second female, especially when it came to throwing under the lights. Like, didn't seem like she had any issues. She hit everything. Are you taking a phone call? I put it on mute. It must be very important to answer a phone call in the middle. Hope everything's good. But anyways, I enjoyed. Excuse me, I gotta clear my throat. Excuse me. All right, I enjoyed the skill stuff. Very much for the same reason why Heidi mentioned earlier. Like, it was very fun. It was meant for like pro throwers, and that's probably true. Or could be true.
I'm back.
All right. Let's see. Was it one of the escape rooms calling for support?
No, but I did help one this weekend while I was at the pro-am.
Nice. Yeah,
I probably start billing him for that. I keep forgetting.
I was just saying that the goal of the skills was to, get pros and AMs together more so than just the judging that went on earlier in the day. It was to get people thrown together, have a good time, meet new people, and it worked. I think it worked very well. I feel like there was a lot of people who got to do more interpersonal communication with throwers they wouldn't or maybe not normally talk to. So it was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was fun, but the game that I had the most fun with was still relay. So
yeah.
Did
you see the message that I sent you just a second ago?
Just now?
Back when we were talking about relay.
No. No.
No.
No.
Okay. Cool.
But the yeah, so that's the pro-am. I mean, it was cool. Like Kyle said, a lot of new people, made the broadcast, and that's cool. I don't know what all will make the broadcast. Originally, they said nothing knife, but now I heard something about maybe some of the skills might, or some of the duels might, depends on how they edit it. So we'll see what ends up. And I haven't heard anything about a date or broadcast time, because I know they still have to do all the editing.
Yeah, they still have to do quite a bit of editing. But yeah, I think even though it was maybe smaller than the previous jump from like the U.S. Open to Worlds last year, I think the just like with every other broadcast, like it got better again. So that's good.
Felt like it was about the same, maybe, but I'm not sure. I think the whole setup looked the same. There might have been a little bit more going on, but it didn't feel very, very different. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think the Worlds one was good. So
Oh, sure.
I'll be interested to see. Um, but we also did axe throwing live this past weekend, which was cool.
Yeah.
We I don't know if I did I tell you the numbers. I think we had a
Yeah,
little
we talked
over.
about them.
Yeah, we had a little over 100 people watch. I think for me the coolest part, that I haven't gotten a chance to watch all of it yet, but was just doing the amateur tournaments, doing the amateur brackets. Um, the amateur brackets, we were able to pull people in and do interviews. Dr. I was the head judge during that, and so was Kyle. So we didn't get to kind of do much of the streaming part, which I wish we would have been able to spend a little more time with. But we were Hayden and Dr. Dan and a few other people were able to do some commentating and then pull in some people to do some interviews. So those were cool. Looked really cool. Had everything kind of set up to look a little professional with a backdrop and everything. So hoping to do more of that at future tournaments and things.
Also,
Right now,
miking throwers up. I think
yeah,
like Hayden and I talked about it. Like miking throwers up, I think is really cool.
I worry about it,
Well, sure. Yeah,
but
picking the right people to do it and making sure they know that they have it mic'd on.
yeah, I think it just kind of depends. The problem is making sure that you can hear them, but they can't hear you
Right.
is the other issue. So
I
like
did I did talk to Tyler about like, hey, it would be really cool if maybe like if you just had a single outside earpiece, that way your right ear's open and you can hear the judge for the safety stuff, but like being able to communicate with them would be really cool. I don't know that it's necessary though. 100%
it'd be
necessary.
way better so you could ask questions. I mean, it would be like imagine that they just mic'd up a baseball player, but they didn't let you communicate with them.
So
How boring.
they used to do that though, and it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, but
But then like last year,
they
they
don't do a live.
started
No,
they
it's very different because they go back and they pull something that they said and play it again for you versus a live feed of what they're saying would not be fun to listen to.
yeah, well, so they did do that 2 years ago. They did that with spring training. They mic'd them up single direction, and then actually I think it might have been 3 years ago. And then the last year they did two-way in spring training, and then this year, and actually I think they did last year too. They did some live mic'd up during games.
Yeah, they do it during games, but they don't just listen into you.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They started that when they first started doing it like 3 years ago. It was just single direction.
But what would they do?
It was
Just
just
listen to
like
them?
when they would go back for like replays.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They only listen to them after the fact,
Yeah.
right? So it's very different. Like we would not be able to do that. We would only get exactly what they're saying in real
Right then and
time.
there. Yeah.
So it wouldn't be as interesting.
Right.
Now, if you could just record that and then you could play it back later, that would be pretty cool. The problem is there's just no way to have just the one for us because we just don't have replay and don't have 20 people,
Right.
on there to do all the stuff. So that's my issue with miking up just the thrower is it's not going to be of value if you can't conversate with them.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're going back and pulling stuff for like B-roll,
Yeah, that's what I'm
that
saying.
would be the only thing.
But yeah, I'm with Justin Reese. You don't want to hear what I'm saying during a
But
match.
that is the advantage of like what we're doing um in like 2 weeks. Like we could do that at PLS.
Do what?
Mic up two-way.
Oh yeah, we could do whatever
And
we
we could
want.
do PLS too.
The problem is I don't know that we have an earpiece to be able to do it.
Amazon does.
If you think so,
I'll do some research. I'll find some.
yeah, you figure it out. Um, yeah, it would be cool. So today somebody also requested that I somehow go back and get all of their games and then sell them that. And unfortunately, I don't know if you know how many.
I'll do that.
Hours
I'll do that, but I
for
will
it.
charge by the hour.
Yeah, it's going to be a whole lot of
The
money.
download
So
and the time it takes to cut it all.
just the Saturday stream is 18 hours.
18 hours at 720.60, I think.
Sarah has just texted to tell me that earpieces are $5.99, but I think she doesn't understand what they need to do. So we'll see if that's the case or not. But yeah, so we have just 18 hours of footage on each computer though. So
Do you have
18
the
times.
ability to see the download like size of that?
I know. I mean, I haven't looked. So 40, 32. So that's 72 hours we would have to look through. And that's only four of the things.
Yeah.
That's only Saturday. That's not counting Thursday or all day Friday. So just imagine that there's no way to look back and see what lane you played on. There's no way to look back and see what time you played. So we would literally have to keep a log of every match called. And when there's two halls, that would literally be almost impossible unless we could somehow get the people that call the matches to also write it down for us. There's way too many moving parts on that. And, maybe in a year we would figure it out, but logistically, that's just not possible to get you all of your matches. Now, if you make it near the end and there's only like four matches going on, absolutely, we can try and pull, finals matches and stuff like that.
There was like 9 targets in each room, and we only had 2 targets in each room that were streamed.
Exactly.
So
now a regular tournament that only takes 5-6 hours, and it's only 2 brackets, that's a lot more achievable. But
and maybe like 6 lanes where we have all 6 of them.
Yeah, where we have all of them that we can go through. Especially wear a unique colored shirt.
Yeah.
If you want me to go back and find it, wear a bright orange shirt, and that'll make it way easier. I can just drag through the matches till I see the orange shirt. So I need to talk to Huddle, and everyone should wear numbers.
Numbers would only work if it was the front of your jersey for the stream, because we're seeing the front of the thrower and the target.
Yeah. But yeah, Axe Throwing Live, we did get a lot of good footage. We did get a lot of stuff. Just unfortunately not doing personal video requests just yet.
Yeah, that's why the download's there, and you're more than welcome to purchase and download the video. And it's very easy to do that.
If you only throw in one discipline, then it's only $3 times 4.
That's right.
Because you only threw in on one side. So that would be if you threw on lanes 1 and 2. But we did get sort of a chat thing figured out for PLS. So we'll see how that works out. It's not the best, but
yeah, it worked. It worked. It worked when people were talking, because
we have something better.
Well, sure.
Already.
Yeah.
Like the chat is on the website now.
Yep.
So we'll see how that goes. Don't need to join a Facebook group for it or anything.
Yeah, it'll be at PLS in 2 weeks. So
yeah, it's on the website now. You can actually go comment on the videos from last week.
Oh, can you? Nice.
So I have not looked. I have no idea if anybody has commented, but I commented just to test it. So
works.
It'll be interesting to see how that works out. But speaking of PLS, we got a lot of things going on that weekend.
That's right. We do. We have, let's see, we've 2 weeks, and we will be, since it's Thursday, I think probably I'll get at least Lucas and I, and probably Tyler, and people will start to get there Thursday. But 2 weeks till PLS Fall Finale, which it's also the Melee Championship Series championship. It's also the Junior World Championship presented by Throw It Forward, or TIFF. So a lot of things going on that weekend. If you're on a Melee team and you haven't signed up for PLS, like, why not? Seems like a waste of a trip to just do the Melee and not do everything else. So we're definitely coming down to the wire. Get signed up if you haven't already. A lot of people signed up today.
Yeah, we got a handful today. I think I'm just going to post every single day, so I'm going to be really annoying. But yeah, I think there's a lot of people kind of waiting till the last minute. But I understand because the Pro-Am was coming up, and
yeah, holidays coming up and stuff like that.
A lot of stuff going on. So yeah, hopefully everybody can make it. Be the last large 2023 rules tournament.
Yeah, it'll be the end of the ending chance to get your 64 before 24 in a tournament, and I think in a league would be this coming Sunday. So
yep,
get your final games in. Oh, thanks, Yosh. We appreciate that.
It'll also probably be the last PLS, or sorry, not PLS, the last amateur tournament of 2023 that'll be played on 2023 rules.
Yep.
So yeah, a lot of lasts as the year is kind of coming to an end. So we'll see kind of how it ends, but
yep, it's in Columbus, Ohio, or Dublin, Ohio, I think technically. But would a first 64 at PLS earn a coin?
Yeah,
it's done in the app.
League or tournament, that's all it takes if you throw a 64. So,
yeah. So Throw Nation in Columbus or Dublin, Ohio. The site of the what used to be called the Arnold Classic, which was a large waddle tournament, a couple years back, pre-COVID. So excited to, I guess, have another large scale tournament at Throw Nation. I know Ryan Gustin is, because that's he loves that venue. From a winning perspective, he throws really well there. So
I guess we'll see.
What did you miss? We missed you missed us talking about how you having to buy everybody drinks from your interview. Nobody could hear that.
That's good. We do you remember what the prize pool was for Melee?
I know that originally I thought it was like 15,000, but I don't know if that's correct or not.
Yeah, I can't remember, but so $15,000 prize pool for that, and probably like a $200 prize pool for PLS if people don't sign up. So
let me see if I can. I think I might have it in a group chat here for.
Yeah, Justin, it was something like 3K or 5K for the winning team. I can't remember.
Let me see here. Prize.
Zach promised me like 50K, so we're holding him to it.
That was like the original.
I don't remember what it is, but a decent prize pool will be the first time that there is a prize pool for Melee, so that'll be interesting.
Well, I know we talked about it.
Tommy's saying 6K. It just keeps getting higher and higher, and I like it. Now Sarah's saying 7,500. It's going up and up.
Maybe Zach is on here. No. Then Josh is probably in bed.
It's fine. Just
Okay.
and I know what money is happening. So
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it was 15, if I'm not mistaken. So
that it was.
I think it was 15,000.
Yeah, I think it's 15 total, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
Ooh, 8 has raised it to 8K. Man, they're gonna be in trouble. We're gonna be up to like 20K soon. No, so yeah, there's a prize pool for that, as well as the prize pool for. We do have a decent prize pool already, or a decent amount of signups for the AM again, which will be nice. I think, and then the top four from AM are going to get into the
Yep.
pro bracket as well. So that'll be good. Um, mm,
No.
yes, Tommy, you can. You just need to. Um, no, you can't. Yeah, so AM is going to be 500, 300, 200, 100, 75, 75. So his finishing top six will get you your money back for the AM. And yeah, other than that, pretty good win. 50 instead of that 80-20 stuff or 90-10 stuff, it'll be 50% of what the pros are getting. So that's
Yep.
pretty good as far as first place goes. Um, oh yeah, Aiden, that would be nice if we get Mr. Beast. Maybe we get his chocolate to sponsor PLS.
Didn't we buy those to taste test on here at one point?
I think we did. Or no, I don't know if we ever ate them though. I think mine was like a peanut butter one.
I feel like mine's probably sitting somewhere here in my office and I just don't know where they went.
Hmm. Yeah, that's the one I have, Tommy.
Yeah, that's I had one of those.
Pretty good.
Case of them. Holy cow.
Ryan with the goods. Ryan, you better be careful. You better put them in your safe or something.
Yeah, so that's that's what's coming up next. PLS Melee Championship, Junior World Championship. So excited for that. If you haven't signed up already, do so. If you have to fly to Columbus, pretty sure Jenna looked last weekend and the flights were very cheap to Columbus. So, and I think hotels are fairly affordable as well.
All people talking about hotels. Looks like $200 for the weekend, or $160 for the weekend.
Yeah, they're fairly cost effective. So
Two hotels very close to the venue, both were
they're
walking
like
distance.
in the same parking lot or like slightly across the street from one another.
$150 round trip. That's a steal.
Yeah, that's really good. So if you haven't, already done so, sign up, register. Especially if you're on a melee team, like I said, why wouldn't you do PLS?
Just so we're clear, Sarah was the winner. Also, 7,500 for first, 4,500 for second, and then tied for third will get 1,500.
Who told you that?
It's in their post.
What post?
Post they made on Melee Championship Series.
Huh.
Yeah. So 7,500, 4,500, 1,500, and 1,500.
Is that 15,000?
Let me do some math. 3,000, 7,500. Yep. 15,000.
Nice. Cool. All right. So that takes us to the next topic, which was not on my original list, but I thought maybe we should mention it. Shut your mouth, Tommy. Let's see here. What was the?
I think that's a 7, not a 1. Yeah, 7,500, not bad.
We have a new commissioner.
that's not what I was going to talk about. That was a
We
terrible
can
segue.
we can make it quick. We can make it quick. New
I can
commissioner.
segue from there. All right, new commissioner, Sarah said. All right, the first tournament, the first major tournament, while Sarah said is going to be commissioner, is going to be the Cactus Classic.
That's right.
It's going to be here soon. I mean,
Like before we know it.
we're only going to have a month after PLS really to
Relax.
for that. Yeah, I mean, signups for that are open now.
I would say everybody's best bet would be to sign up for the Open, since Lucas is going to continue to throw amateur and just throw out the center bullseye.
I'll be throwing amateur under the name Duke Lonson for the first part of the year. So
he's going to get a lot of zeros though at tournaments because he's just going to throw that center bullseye the whole time.
Yeah, no, not the whole time. I'm going to go for 2 kills.
2 kills, yeah. No, Waddle won't let him do that. So, but yeah, excited for Cactus Classic. That'll be the first.
You ever seen me without a beard?
What's that?
You ever seen me without a beard?
Yeah.
No, not in person. You haven't.
Not in person, no. You know what? Hey, it's really funny. I talked about you last night. We had this group at my Jasper venue, and they switched my touch tunes out, and they messed up like the background music. So like there's no background music playing, only if you buy something. So I had like a Bluetooth, like this large Bluetooth speaker playing music, and so I was like, all right, guys, what do you want to listen to? And they're like, anything but Taylor Swift. And I was like, well, actually, you'd be surprised. That's like, there's at least like 4 people on the Waddle Council that like that's in their bio that they love Taylor Swift, and so I put it on like hits. I think all 3 of us have Taylor Swift in there.
It used to be 4.
Yeah, it used to be 4. But anyways, I turned it on like hits radio, and like the second song was Taylor Swift. And so they started talking about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce thing and trying to figure out how old they all were. And it's like, well, Taylor Swift was born in 1989 because she has an album called 1989. And they were like, oh, are you a Taylor Swift fan? And I was like, well, not necessarily like a huge fan, but I was like, I do know a guy who cuddled with Taylor Swift at one point.
True.
And so we talked about you for a little bit. That was funny. But anyways, back to the Cactus Classic.
Yeah, Cactus Classic.
Well, I mean, technically that I think is the very first tournament of the year, and it's a major.
It is. Yep.
So how many people are going to go?
I don't know. I just put the thing in there, so everybody's about to sign up. I just posted the link, so
yeah. So if you're new to watching, you haven't heard the Cactus Classic is going to be put on by Throw Pros. So kind of like what we did with PLS, except we have to follow all the Waddle rules, so there'll be judges and all that good stuff. And larger prize pools than probably a lot of them would have in terms of percentages because of the way we structure things.
As long as people sign up, that is.
Yeah, as long as people sign up. Yeah, so we're running and hosting the tournament. I'm sorry, not hosting, but we're running and presenting the tournament. It's being hosted by the Mighty Axe at their brand new venue in Phoenix. I'm excited. I've kind of done some Google Map stuff. It looks like a really awesome area. A lot of cool stuff. How were the venues chosen for the majors?
I think I played an escape game near there.
Yeah.
And it's one of like the top rated escape rooms. So I can make some good recommendations of other stuff to do in the area. They have a little ice cream place there too, so you can get a little sweet treat.
Nice. To answer Yosh, yeah. So how were the venues chosen for the major? So everybody had to apply. So same as it always has been. So application process.
So
So we applied for four at four different venues. And since we have a lot of experience between um, Tyler, Lucas, and myself running PLS and the other tournaments, that's what helped us get into a few of the venues that haven't run tournaments before. So essentially, we're running the tournament. We're just renting their venue. So
Yep. The other thing was there were specifications. Like if you wanted to run a major, you needed to apply for a major. If you wanted to apply for a tier one, you needed to apply for a tier one. So there are a lot of people that applied for tier ones that I think got it. And I think there's only 8 majors, if I remember correctly.
correct.
Yep. There's 4 others that we are not hosting. 1 or 2 people have reached out about possibly hosting some other tournaments, so hopefully we'll do.
Yeah,
we might run some others as well next year. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I think one of the things too that like I know there's been people who were like, "Oh, how did you guys get chosen?" I had 2 people at Pro Am were like, "Oh, they picked favorites," and it was like we had to fill out the same thing that everybody else did. But I think that what helped us is that we committed to a lot more money for the prize pool, percentage wise, than what a lot of people do. So,
Aiden, majors, the main difference is that the amateur tournament at the majors will give away amateur championship bids.
Yep.
To the top performers, top throwers.
Which I'm just assuming, but I'm this is 100% assumption that like the Pro Am like event next year will essentially just be the amateur championship. I mean, unless they're going to do a Pro Am again, but
yeah, I don't know. I think there will be something to try and get some pros to come. I think.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they'll do a pro invite.
But I don't know how it'll. Yeah, I think the amateur championship will be its own thing that maybe the pros are invited to. Maybe a invite only tournament or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, super excited about the Cactus Classic, mostly because of the venue itself as well.
Yeah. New venue.
New, opening at the same time as the PLS. So the same weekend. So should be great.
Yeah, new venue and I mean, I think the only like the last time there was like a large scale tournament in Arizona would have been 2019 Worlds. I mean, there might have been like a tier 3 here and there, but
they also had a regional. So
did they have a regional? Okay.
Yeah. Yoshi, most likely not PLS, but tournaments that we put on still, yes. They just will not be called PLS. They will be official waddle tournaments, unless something really weird happens or changes.
Yeah.
They will be tournaments that we still do, but
yeah, PLS was just a series that we created through Throw Pros. It's a series of tournaments that we created through Throw Pros. So
yeah,
doesn't mean that PLS won't get turned into something different in words only, but stay tuned for something like that.
Yeah, we have some ideas about what to do with it, but nothing set in stone yet, and don't want to.
Yeah, don't want to jump the gun. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. There might be some stuff next year though that are PLS related. But as far as tournaments in and of themselves, no. There will not be PLS tournaments, standalone, every discipline tournaments. Those will be run by Throw Pros, which is essentially the same group of people putting on the tournament. So all of the things that you well, most of the things that you liked about PLS will still be present.
And like the
As
one
well.
thing that people often complain about PLS is having to sign up for all four of the things.
That'll be gone.
That'll be gone. Yeah, Waddle wouldn't let us do that. So
Well, we didn't want to either. I think that
uh,
we'll get
I
our
wanted
numbers.
to. The other two guys didn't want to. I
Yeah,
did.
we.
Makes it a lot easier.
But yeah,
They don't have to write all the checks. My wrist hurts after writing all the checks.
it'll be the same thing. You're gonna write the same amount.
Let them think that it's different.
But what else was on our list? So yeah, sign up for that.
Yep.
And then after that is I don't even know
Just the
what other.
end of the season, but we kind of already talked about that. Now it just becomes what things they want to talk about, if there's anything that they want to talk
Yeah, if
about.
there is anything, I like Justin Reese's comment that while amateur championship skills revisited. Yeah, I find it highly unlikely that there will be another skills competition that will be run that way. Um, we shall see though.
I will say that like at least if they did run another one, um, I feel like that a couple things could be altered to decrease a large amount of the time, but I still think it would take, a lot of time to do. But just cutting down on some of the like dead time, or like taking so much time to go check the boards and like where your stuff hit and stuff like that would save a lot of time. And
I think
trying
just
to change the
throwing
brackets. What's that?
throwing would be ideal.
Yeah,
I mean, people were just talking most of the time when I saw them competing in a game
sure.
of skills. Like I got so tired of people coming up and being like, "What color do you want? What side do you want? Do you want to throw first? Do you want to throw second? Do you want to rock paper scissors? Best out of three? Do you want to?" So it got to a point where I would just say, "Hey, we're going to be red, and we're going first," and I would just throw. Like I was so over it at one point that was it. That was the only thing I could think of to try and get things moving. So they would show up to the lane. I would already have my knives out and I would just throw my first one. All right, cool. We're red.
Oh, I do have another thing that we could chat about. So, um, Tishko's put out their, like I guess officially launched their setup, their app at the Pro Am. If you haven't seen it yet, and and you want to take a look at it, I would encourage you to do it. I mean, it's super fun. We signed up as a venue to do like a pilot test, and I'm going to use it more so for like my league members as like a perk for practicing. But yeah, it's super fun. I got everything like downloaded and stuff today, and then I let after we finished our knife tournament, like we jumped in and I let a couple my two staff members do it, and they had a really good time throwing on there. So really fun. If I do know they're gonna do more venue stuff with it too. So like if your venue, if you're going to your venue to practice and you don't feel like you're getting effective practice, like the simulator that they have is has you throwing against another opponent. It's done via AI based on actual thrower statistics. Really fun. Highly encourage you request your venue, like reach out to them, or if you personally reach out to them and subscribe to their stuff. Really cool product. So excited to see how that goes.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to actually use it, but Mark and I were playing a game, and his dad was scoring it against um, Buzzsaw Bill or whatever the top
Yeah,
thrower.
yeah, Buzzsaw Bill.
Yeah, we lost. But it's a cool, definitely a very cool concept, and
I haven't
I could
done
see
the So you can jump in and you can play like individual games, or you can do a tournament style. And it looks like the way it's set up, it's kind of like, I don't know if you ever played like arcade Mortal Kombat, where you choose like the tournament thing and you go all the way to the bottom, and it's basically like you climb the list of throwers. That's kind of what it looks like. So excited to try that out, see how it goes.
Yeah, I think there's definitely going to be some solid, applications for that to try and get better.
Yeah, yeah, that would be cool if it had that in there. Yeah,
Yeah. But
yeah, it's neat. Like, I mean, you put in your throw and it populates their throw, and I mean it tells you the scores out loud so you can hear them, and then like they will call what they call blue dots, which are kill shots. Um, so like it is a really cool application. I think it'd be a really unique training tool. Personally, we're going to use it, like I said, for like a perk for our league members to be able to come in and use the practice sessions that they get, like as a way to effectively practice rather than just coming in and throwing at the boards. So,
yeah.
so yeah. Anything, anything the 15 of you who are still watching want to talk about?
Sebastian wants to talk about Mortal Kombat because he's playing it currently.
Nice.
Um, Marathon this Saturday. Anybody wants to come to Murfreesboro, Tennessee?
$60 or 2 for 100. Is that right?
Yeah. Are you trying to do one?
Me? No.
You're not doing one at your venue?
No.
Well, just tell us you hate your league members without saying it.
Most of them have already done marathons, and
yeah.
And so, how do you guys feel about the controversy about pros winning AM? Well, they
followed all the rules that were set forth by Waddle, and
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why there's controversy because they did do that.
Yeah.
If I could get a $62 in and out ticket for Saturday, I would.
Well, did you look, Kyle?
Yeah, Allegiant probably was $45.
Yeah, I think you can do it. I have faith. Yeah, I don't think there's any controversy though, Yoshi. I mean, people are just making something out of nothing.
Yeah, like I've started to learn that like no matter what people post, there's gonna always be somebody who just wants to get on and post negative stuff. Or bring up old negative stuff. And that kind of sucks. Cause like you see people post all the time like, oh, axe throwing is this great community and everybody's so welcoming and all that stuff. And it's funny that like you see all that stuff, but there's still always people who just want to shit on other people no matter what. And that's annoying because like they signed up when they signed up. The criteria was this. They met the criteria. Like we talked about earlier in the year, people are getting better at like a half a point average per season, and if somebody was just under that, I mean, obviously 2 seasons later, if they follow the math, that they're gonna be above that. So
yeah, but in not so, I mean, people also have when they have a goal or have something to try to get better for. I think that also, has a lot to do with it. So, for example, all of those people that threw in the AM, I would venture to say that the ones that were taking it very serious, the second they knew they were able to qualify for the AM, that they were practicing a lot more than they were previously. So, I mean, you always, if you're practicing more, the hope is that your average is going to go up. So, any of those people that maybe that were below that threshold at the time and then got in to the amateurs, started practicing, they're obviously going to go up as well, especially now that they have a goal to go for. And I think that was even apparent for Worlds, I think it was.
Sure.
That I can't remember what it was that Tyler compared it to, but there was another event where people had a certain average, they practiced, and their average went up like X amount of points. And all because they now had something to practice for, versus, oh, I have league next week, I better practice. That wasn't enough of it was the US Open, that's right. So people that got in for the US Open via the lottery were able to then have a goal of, hey, I'm going to this. I shouldn't go and feel embarrassed, or and they don't want to screw things up. They just had something to actually practice for. And I think statistically, if you went back, there were a lot of people that their average got a lot higher. So I think that if there's anything to be mad about, it's that you didn't go and practice. If you're a person complaining about that, or you didn't put in enough practice.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, when you go back and look, I think John John Depke put out the statistics and stuff of like, you know, how good the top amateur throwers and the top pro throwers and all that stuff did, and I mean everybody did great regardless of whether they were am or pro. And I'm glad that this is the last time, I think, outside of PLS, that there's going to be like a pro moniker on anything, and unless they do pro league or stuff again or whatever they're going to do there, but it'll be amateur and open. So double 47s game 2.
I was gonna look up some averages really quick of some people. Let's see. What do you remember what the cutoff was? Was it 52 something?
They didn't announce it publicly, but
Yeah, they did. That was how you knew if you could sign up for it.
they did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He did announce it. He just put it in. He just put it in the council chat so that he could go back and like say that he did it way earlier.
Before then.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 53.8 is what Tommy thinks it was. I can't remember. If Tyler's still on, he probably knows what it is, but whatever it was. Looking at some people that I know, that were below that. In a winter 2023 season, had a 52 something average, and then now in summer and fall have had some 55 and 56 average things. So 3 points, 4 points, and all most likely because of, they had a goal and something to go for. Let me find another person that I know.
Well, I mean, on top of the amateur thing too, like signing up for the pro-am, you also have literally every single thrower who hasn't thrown a 64 trying to throw a 64 before the rules change.
That's true.
And it gets a lot harder. So everyone is trying so hard, or a 32 before it becomes a 46. 64 staying 64 is just going to be a lot harder to hit, but everybody is trying so hard to get better.
52 to 57 for some.
That's a big jump.
Yeah. Well, that was
Kill
the winner. That was the winner. That was Eric Rimlos. The first one was that his 53.4 was going for, oh no, that one is all kill. He was going for 28 kills. He hit 16 of, oh, that's 22. He hit 16 of them. For a 54. This one is winter. He went for 28. He hit 12 of them. And then his 57, he went for 29, and he hit 23 of them.
Yeah, huge difference in score just off of
Yeah.
that.
It's almost like he was practicing every day. I mean, I talked to him. He said he was going to the venue multiple times a week, practicing. The other thing that probably helped him the most, more than practicing, was he was going to tournaments.
Yeah.
He had tournament experience that,
which was very evident on the very last throw of their game. The very last throw of their game. If you weren't at the Pro-Am, you'll see it on the broadcast, but there was an unintentional loud cheer when his opponent hit a kill shot, and stuff like that happens. But usually, a lot of times people will stay where they're at and just continue to throw, and rather than stop, reset, collect yourself, start your throw again. And I think that tournament experience was very evident from Eric's performance. So
agreed. But I think, yeah, like Justin said, we need something where people can't improve from being a junior and amateur to a pro in 2 seasons. I think we'll definitely have that next year.
instead, we'll just have everybody go to 45 to 50 averages.
I will be so ecstatic if I have a 50 average the first season.
I heard some people have like 55 averages already.
Probably 60. Average of 60 again.
That would be ridiculous on the new rules.
I will be interested to see how long it takes for a 64. I don't think we'll see a true one the first season.
You don't think we'll see a true one?
Maybe.
Like I haven't.
Maybe the first.
I haven't.
Maybe the first.
Like, and we haven't like. There hasn't been any discussion about this, but like, is there going to be a pro league still? And if so, do pro league still have to throw all kill or 50% kills?
I don't think there's a. I don't know if there's even a need for pro league, because I don't know what you would get from it.
You don't get anything from it now.
Yeah, you do. You get an auto bid.
Yeah, well, okay.
You get the opportunity for an auto bid, rather.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think there will be. I don't know what you would get from it.
Yeah.
Just finishing the top 100 twice is all you need to do. It doesn't matter what season, first or last, or.
Yeah, that's really all.
The cool badge is all it's for.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see like if people actually go for kill shots. If they're going up front, or if they're just trying to figure out the bullseyes to start. Who stays and throws at the center the whole time and just collects their fives.
I mean, they won't be very high on the leaderboard if they do that.
You still watching that basketball game?
Yeah. Golden State's making a comeback, 82-84. They were down by like 15 earlier. But the people I bet on are not doing good.
That's not good.
Kevin Looney is passing the ball and nobody's scoring. Needs him to get a couple of assists too, but we'll see.
All right, there's 14 people still watching. We will stay on as long as there's something else to talk about. Otherwise, we're gonna finish it up.
Hey, it's tied. Oh no! Oh.
All right, we're gonna give it 60 more seconds for anybody to come up with another good topic to talk about.
It's over.
Nope, we've still got 50 seconds left. Do the AMs still have the same leaderboard? I think they will be separate.
It should be separated.
6, 6, 6, 8, 8. Okay.
I'll probably throw like 6, 5, 5.
Need more incentive to
Yeah.
jeopardize job for PLS.
Uh,
Have you ever been a cook in a kitchen, Kyle?
Cook in the kitchen. Yeah, we could hire you.
Yeah, we thinking like Zach. There we go. Okay, cool. Can you confirm the MCS prize pool?
I just confirmed it for you on their post.
See if he knows.
He doesn't. He of course he knows.
Bartender at a country club. Can you cook in a kitchen?
So yeah, or
Because maybe we can offer a job and 0. Get out of here.
perfect. You heard it here first.
There you go. There's your incentive.
Your incentive is
If you lose your job, we can hire you to another job.
To Murfreesboro. I got you. Hey, you remember when they were only down by 1 point a second ago?
Yep.
They're down by 8 now.
And you just lost all your bets?
No, there's still a whole nother quarter. It's fine. Probably okay.
All right, so that 60 seconds is up. We're gonna head on out. So, just to recap, Pro-Am, good event. Skills could have been shorter. Sign up for PLS, especially if you're on a melee team. And that's it.
That's it. Yeah, make sure you sign up.
Yep, we will.
Sign up for PLS. Sign up for Cactus.
Maybe we'll do another one of these next Thursday. It seems to be like Thursday might be a good time, so keep an eye out. Otherwise, until next time, we'll see you guys later.
Ask Santa for tickets to Cactus Classic. Go ahead and put that on your list.
That's right, Cactus Classic. All right, see you guys.
Adios.